Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. Final set of tasks. We have it paused. It's going to be a little bit of a short intro. I'm going to go full on today. We're going to finish with a flourish. I'm surprised that came out as a sentence. Yes, so a quick one to do. Our final optional task, which is connect 19 cities to your rail network. We know what that is. It is the one city we left. It's the only grey dot we have on our mini-map. Then we'll leave the connection between Beaumont and New Orleans till last. Oh, well, actually, we don't need to, do we? If we finish all of our optional tasks, we're done. We can then race to 80,000. I've had a look around the map and picked a couple out. But we've got a few contenders for 80,000. So, shall we build this connection up here? And guess who's a silly sausage and left Oklahoma City as a settlement for this entire playthrough? I don't know whether I forgot about it, didn't notice it. I mean, in reality, it was used to transport coal. But we had that connection set up, didn't we, between Dallas and Oklahoma City? That is a mixed service. It's interesting, it's still taking passengers and mail, even though it's a settlement. Did not know that was a thing. I learned something by mistake. Isn't that cool? That's good to know. It's good to know in the future if you don't want to set it up. I would like to do that as well today. We've got some wood down here we can send to them. We've got grain over here. They've already got their meat because Dallas was just sending it to them. And they never founded their city. So Oklahoma City will become an actual city. Let's first connect up Fayetteville, because that's our remaining optional task. The only city not connected to our network. Do we want a nice river run? Well, actually, that might be awkward to branch into. So no, we'll go a little ways away with the station, and then we'll kind of wiggle towards the river. And then we can build our... we want to go across the river at a nice angle, don't we? There we go. That should do.
The Texas and New Orleans network is unrivaled in this region.
Thank you. And then we'll build that route between Beaumont. Is it Beaumont? Yes, between Beaumont and New Orleans, cutting across the swamps. And that will be all of our tasks complete that we can do immediately without unpausing it, so we get a nice I guess a nice speed bonus on the old score there. Right, so we're connected there. We'll come back to this very, very shortly. I would like to build this Beaumont connection. Do we want it separate? That's not necessary, is it? Although Beaumont is really busy. So yes, Beaumont's going to have a cross the swamp station. A Beaumont 2, as it's affectionately known. And we're going to figure out how to get across here. We've only got to make it so that it's X miles, don't we? Can we dive between these two settlements and just go straight into there? That is 225 miles with the biggest viaduct I've ever seen. I mean, I'm sure we could go down and land on some of these little bits of land we've got visible, but this might be the structurally sound way. Well, there isn't a structurally sound way of doing this, really, is there? Probably better to avoid the swamps. But anyway, I'm sure we could make it work with some reinforcement. There it is, 225 miles. Now, what did we need? Oh, look at that, it's brilliant. We only need 267 miles. It's counting our around the swamp track, which is a bit long-winded, is 412 miles. So it's safe to say...
Outstanding! The Texas and New Orleans Railroad is once again worthy of its name.
Yes, it is. Good job. Thank you. We're good to go. We completed every single one except the 80,000 citizens. There are 6 cities with 80,000 or more. In 1877, they're all due by 1881. So we have just one city to get to, what was it, 80,000, yeah. Should we send this as a direct mix service? I mean, it's shorter, isn't it? You want freight to take the shortest journey. It might even be better as freight. Do you know, it's a lovely connection, isn't it? Let's set up a freight service and a mix service if we can squeeze it in. I might wiggle this a little bit. I don't know how much room we've got between here. If we've got enough for a quad track, oh, it's looking like we have, guys. There we go. We didn't even have to displace our villagers there. So we'll need to move this as we're going to make a bit of a junction down here. And it will get in the way. But we do have everything we need to get across here. Oh, do we? No, you're kind of in the wrong place there, aren't you? Let's move this one to go in up above the track I was about to go in. And then we can connect all the way across, can't we? Like that. That's a lovely junction into New Orleans. This will bypass the need to go to Jackson. So it's going to help us no end. Oh, you can't do that, can you? Yeah, it's going to help us no end. The rest of this viaduct, we've got a 4-track viaduct that is the length of the swamps. That's excessive. You'll see why I'm doing this very shortly. Let's just say they're up for being one of the cities contending for the 80,000 spot. Believe it or not, New Orleans is growing rapidly. Okay, now we can set up a couple of supply towers, get some signalling underway, and we'll set up the grid iron back here. No, yeah, that was the last one we used, wasn't it? Maximum, please. It doesn't really have to be connected to anywhere else, unless we want to pass some freight across. Maybe we could take. Well, we don't need to take the clothes, do we? No, but we could take the sugar. Direct, yes, they do need sugar. Right, yes, let's do sugar. We'll get us one of those on, and we'll get us a warehouse on. Then we'll take sugar. Perhaps we could just hook it up directly. Both of these take sugar, don't they? Yes, they do. And how are we doing on the sugar? You are, like, full on going for it, aren't you? This could call for a separate station as well. I sort of like it. It gets us out the way of the other one, doesn't it? And sugar is a real issue that side of the map, so this is kind of lovely. We'll just go into its own platforms, and then we don't have to worry about getting in the way of anyone else. I mean, we could have branched off here and gone in, but we've got the money, haven't we? Although it is going down rapidly, and we are going to need to improve some of our rural businesses, as they're not keeping up. This is a nice connection, though. I did forget, thank you in the comments, by the way, I did forget to place some dispatch halls on some of our rural businesses, but we will be going back around them, and so I will address that when we see them. Some of our older ones don't have them either. Sugar, is that classed as food? Technically, I don't know whether it's vegetables or anything like that. Okay, right, New Orleans. What do New Orleans want to make? They could make the clothes up this end. That would be the first thing they get to before cheese, right? Yeah, at 50,000. So as you can see, they're at 88.2%. We can now construct a building for them, the immigration office. So that's going to help them grow a little bit quicker. Eventually, once they hit 50,000, we can add them a library, which will help again. Yeah, I'm going to go with clothes, and then that Jackson can make the planks up this end, which makes a bit of sense. Otherwise, it's got to come a long way. Beaumont can take it direct, but I'd prefer Jackson to drop it down there. I mean, well, saying that, we could... Yeah, let's make clothes. That's the first thing we're going to get. We'll cross the other bridges when we come to them, which will be this one. Okay, so you're making clothes this end, and you can send it down to Pensacola and Tallahassee, who are both decent size, aren't they? Lovely. So, clothing underway. You make beer. You make beer as well, unfortunately. But who makes the meat? Montgomery and Pensacola, so we're good there. Did I set up a train to run into here? I did. We're going to need some express trains and some freight trains running direct from Beaumont to New Orleans. So express is taking the shortest route. I'd actually prefer you to take what would be considered the longer route. Look at that, it's beautiful. That's an engineering nightmare, or fun, whichever way you wish to look at it. Right, you want to go that way. Express, yes. To Glen, yes, and we'll stick cabooses on them. And then we'll do it again, and the freight train should take the faster route, since we pay a flat fee. We would like them to run the shortest distance possible. Right, Shea Class C. Yes, that'll do. 2 of them? Yeah, maybe. And there's New Orleans underway. The other contenders for 80,000 would be San Antonio. They're at 65,000. They have stalled. It's going to be tough to get some stuff across them, such as cloth. Definitely clothing and wood they should get. In fact, they should get a lot of it. So we'll address some of this, make it fair. What else do we need to do? Oh yes, let's finish off Oklahoma City. We're going to get them founded. There's no other reason. Oh no, we don't want it right up there, do we? Yeah, there's no other reason to do this other than completionism, really. It's not required as any of our tasks. I would like to get it done, and we're going to eventually drop stuff into here anyway. Yeah, 54 miles an hour is fine for a little short freight run like this. Right after this bridge, we'll branch off down to Oklahoma City, and we'll send you that way. We're not doing much over here. It doesn't serve any purpose, really, for our final task. It's just, yeah, I'd just like to get it done. Get us a gridiron on you. I'm hoping to get this completed today. I won't be overly disappointed if it's not. Let's sit you in the middle there. And then that should cater for everything on that side. We'll get us a maintenance depot and a dispatch hall there. We'll also set up our grain. It's just going to go direct into Oklahoma City. And then we'll do the old direct train trick. So we're not waiting on stuff that could be accidentally taken via warehouses. I'm hoping there's nothing can be taken via warehousing. No, Dallas doesn't have the ability to, do they? No, they just pass across coal. So the way we've got it set up at the moment is perfect. Right, get all the gubbins set on you. And this is going to be permanent, so we will give you a supply tower. We're good, aren't we? That's everything. Yeah. We have supply towers on all our new routes. We'll need 2 full trains of grain. So 8. Wait until 8. Confirm you. Oh, we can play it, can't we? I know time is going to tick, but we need our cities growing. We need to figure out what's going on as well. Right, let's duplicate you. And we'll send another one. That's all of our grain. We'll need 3 trains taking wood. So freight only. And they shouldn't take wool, but I'll make sure they don't. And we'll get you running, and we'll duplicate you twice. I don't want them on the same lines. That makes a mess of our deliveries as they try to space themselves out. So we'll just keep sending them out. Once we've done this, we're good to go. We can concentrate on our other cities that need to grow. Let's check on New Orleans. How are you doing? Yeah, look at that. 85.6%. I'm probably going to up this as well. We can't do anything about their business unless we bought it. Not really worth 8 million though. Not at all. Right, city buildings. Yes, we can. We can place a city building in Jackson. Anywhere else? Beaumont, no. None of those. Although, anyone missing a library? Because that's kind of important. I can't see any libraries that are missing. They have a university. Oh, Nashville. Nashville can have themselves an immigration office. Anybody else for an immigration office? No, you guys should all have your libraries. The bigger cities, and the bigger cities yet should all have universities. Right, have our trains arrived? We have... One has delivered. So I think we can get rid of you. Yes, get rid of you. That should allow our final grain train to come in. We'll edit his orders so he only waits for 4 afterwards. There we go. He should drop them off and that'll be that, won't it? Oklahoma City, how are you doing? Yeah, this will be our last 8. Hopefully he doesn't flip round. There we go. He unloaded. That is all of our grain sorted. We've got our wood trains on the way. These are already full, I believe. Yeah, they should be. So now we can set up the permanent route into Fayetteville there. Freight only, and then wait until 4. They're going to take either wool or wood. We'll get us a nice mixed service between Oklahoma and Fayetteville. Mixed service grand. There we go. And that will be the Brooks Mogul for now. I don't know whether we'll see the final train. Maybe with a bit of fast forward we will. 2 of those. We'll get us a maintenance depot on there. We'll get us a warehouse on there, as that's how we'll pass wood along. They shouldn't need to get grain. We could pass grain along now, couldn't we? To Fayetteville, because they don't have any close, no. So, yeah, why not? We'll stick grain in this warehouse for you now. There is our final train. You are done. You're on the way back. We're going to get rid of all of these wood trains. Is it Robbins? It is Robinson. Stop. Right, get rid of you. You're done. There's our final train. Are you on the way back? Oh, I'm always a little nervous deleting these while they're in the station. I've seen trains reset, although that could have been fixed in a patch. Right, let's get rid of you. Not required. And this should mean Oklahoma City is finally worthy of its name. It's a city. Well, it's a town, isn't it, to start with? Lovely. Right, you're being serviced, not required. You can be deleted. We have everything we need there, don't we? Lovely. Right. That was unnecessary. New Orleans. New Orleans is growing quite rapidly as well. We've got this at level 2 at the moment. They should get plenty of... Yeah, they should get plenty of cloth from Jackson finally. Yes, Jackson. Jackson can make planks. And then we've got some planks down this end. I like that because we own this. And it's running a bit low. Let's bump it up 2 because we can afford it. We're now making 1.3 million a week. That's pretty impressive. We've dropped a pip, but that's probably because we just ticked into a new demand. We're not getting meat. Oh, that's because we don't actually have a freight service, do we? Running between Pensacola and New Orleans. Let's address that. We can have a nice little junction here, can't we? Go across something like that. I like it. If it will let us. There we go. Yeah. Build that. Oh, can we scoot by there? It would be lovely. I don't know whether I've left us enough room. Get you sat like that. Get you in there. Maximum speed is lovely. And you go in there. Oh, look at that. We just about scoot by. This is going to be our freight line. It shares the freight from the grain. And what we got here? We'll need to change your waypoints, won't we? We'll have you run on the outside from Pensacola and then make sure that you run the other way. And well, in fact, we can change you now to express only, just so we separate our wagons. Yes, why not? We'll give you a caboose. Boost everything, as we're not separating mail and passengers. Right, now, Pensacola to New Orleans. We're going to have to waypoint these. You're on the right one there, but I'm going to force your hand. And then on the way back, do that. Freight only. Yes, 2 of those. And that should be that. That should sort out any freight issues we have. Especially meat, anyway. I don't know what level meat industry you've got. Yeah, you've got plenty. You've got plenty. What do we have running this? It's a mixed service. Probably not enough. Yeah, it's just a lot of sugar, apparently. Where's all that going? Do we have sugar? We don't have sugar over here. Where on earth are you sending that sugar to? Montgomery. Not to New Orleans. That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna add another train to this, I think. Yeah, why not? Get that sorted. Jackson is growing. We could increase production here to make sure they get as much as possible. They will prefer the shortest routes these days, after all the patches. Do we have stuff sitting in here? It's probably going to be sugar, isn't it? Lots of sugar. Yes, brilliant. Oh, no, don't buy it. I would like to pay off our bond if we can. I'm going to stick this on fast forward. Oh, yes, San Antonio. What are you missing? Because you're at 65,500. You're missing grain and wood, really. Well, we can address that at the very least, can't we? Let's build another station at Jenkins Terminal here. Let's have them back to back, something different. And we'll send you in direct into this, into this station. Like that. And we'll get you some gridirons on there. And we'll signal you up. I'm so glad we founded Oklahoma City, finally. Can't believe I missed that. Right, get you a freight train. We'll set up the buildings in a second. And we want to wait until 4. Confirm you. And we'll get us a maintenance depot and a dispatch hall. How are you doing on great? Oh, there's a problem. Right, let's just go 2 on that. Hopefully you start to shift some stuff across. We can put a warehouse on the second station in Corpus Christi. Give them some grain. We could technically give them apples as well. Maybe sugar. Definitely apples. We do have this route between San Antonio and Houston. Although I'm not sure how many trains are actually running that. It should be freight only. It's not taking much at the moment. Yeah, it is taking quite a bit. Right, let's add another train doing that. Where are you starting from? You start from San Antonio. Unfortunate, but I'm going to imagine we might have a bunch of stuff in Houston ready to be transported. Well, we have a lot of planks. And they're all for San Antonio. There's part of the issue. Research points. It's all go. Yes, I would really like this one. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. That's a nice one too. Maintenance time reduced by 5%, an additional 5%. That would be kind of lovely as well, but I'll take this. This is fine. Are we good? Are we good? Have we sorted out a few things? What do you got coming now? New Orleans is up to 90.5%. Let's take a look. Consumption's wagon a week. 10 wagons a week. Dear oh dear. Plenty of grain. What are you missing really? Oh, vegetables. Why vegetables? You passed them over. I forgot to add that, didn't I? I remember during editing. Yes, give you vegetables. There we go. That should address the vegetable issue. Pensacola, lots of vegetables for New Orleans. We've got our freight service now running between the two. We've got a broken down train. Oh, on that mess. Yeah, that's not ours, so not really bothered about it. I'd like to get rid of the hotel then. Just put that in. Do whatever you're doing, but fix yourself. Dear oh dear, what a mess. What an absolute mess. I would tidy it up, but I would like to concentrate on our goal. Ah, yes, we were going to run this this as a freight line into the back of San Antonio, but we can do it in those platforms so they don't get in the way. It's already signaled up. We can have us a gridiron down there. Already got a supply tower. So we could have this as freight only. Well, given the shortness of everything, I'm going to have this as a mixed service. Yeah, it might take some of the load off this freight line. We don't actually have a mixed service, do we, from Corpus Christi to San Antonio? No. Automatic? Yeah, sure. We'll go 2. It's probably going to take a load of passengers and mail, which is unfortunate, but it's also going to help, isn't it? Oh no, there we go. We've got some grain underway. We've got grain starting to build up. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Plenty of vegetables. Do we have plenty of grain up here? We don't. So we can address that. It should get it around our network. How are you doing? You're doing fine. You could probably boost your paper production for whatever reason. More money's more money. Do we have enough milk? We don't. Get some milk around our network. Do we have enough wood? We do not. Wow. We are starting to make quite a bit now. Do you have enough wood? Yes, you have plenty. In fact, you might actually require a second train. Yes, you do. Okay, that'll help, wouldn't it? Yeah, get another train running. Are you going to fill up? Fortunately, it just got to Austin. Yes, and we have this route here, don't we? We have an express running between these two, which we could double up on. And then we'll have a freight train running between Austin. Let's build us a warehouse here. We'll pass across our wood. What else do you get from this warehouse? Corn and beer. I don't think you need... Oh, you could take beer. No, Corpus Christi. You have kind of a direct line now, don't you? Yeah, you're going to get some passengers and you'll get some corn as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's set up a freight only service through here. Freight only, Shea Class C. Yeah, that should be enough, shouldn't it? Will you actually load up to take anything? There we go. A chair. Well, it's not a chair, but that'll help. San Antonio now growing. They're up to 70,000 nearly. How about New Orleans? You're up to 50,000. So that means you get a library now. Anybody else need a library? Pensacola also needs a library. We're accidentally growing in Pensacola. That wasn't the plan today, but I'll take it. Shreveport. Shreveport is another city that's growing. All of these were highlighting, but not required. Corpus Christi has broken the sound barrier. What do we need to build here? We need to build a university. There we go. Corpus Christi University on the coast. Very nice. Get those growing. I mean, they don't need to grow any further. They only need to get to 80,000. San Antonio looks like they'll probably win the race here. Yeah, we're at 52,000 and 57,000. What about Shreveport? These are unexpected. 60.7, 72% and rising. These are at 70% and are they rising? What else do you need? It's really tough to get stuff across here, isn't it? Cheese would be lovely. Salt would also be nice. Does Austin get salt? They do, don't they? They pass it across here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's literally all they do. Actually, all they do. Don't they get salt from Shreveport? I'm pretty sure that's all Shreveport does. This station here. Click on this station. There we go. Yes, that's your job. Do we have enough salt production? We do not. Let's boost that. Get more salt onto the network. I didn't realise San Antonio needed salt. You are heading on that line. So we'll need salt here. Then we'll need salt up in the other station to pass over. If they even get it. It'll just be nice if it's on the way. There we go. Are you taking stuff back? You might start taking planks between the two. I can't click on him. Yes, there we go. You're taking planks. Which means, are you getting enough? Well, you probably don't have the demand, do you? We need to boost your production of furniture. There we go. We'll stick you up to 3. Boost that plank production over in Austin. That should do it, shouldn't it? Yeah, we got 15 in there, which was about maximum. We do have 1 salt on the way. And no booze, surprisingly. Are you not making enough? That's interesting, isn't it? Are you? You 2. You are probably not getting enough sugar, are you? No, you've got a decent amount, but not enough production. Yeah, do you know what? We'll do it. I might even run a direct sugar train into Corpus Christi, although that will take some wiggling. I think now that do we have a freight train running here? Houston to Corpus Christi, 2 separate trains because we have the passenger and the mail train where we did it that way. But we do have freight, don't we? Direct from Corpus Christi to Houston. Yeah, and you are chock-a-block and we've only got 1 on there. Do you know what? Bump it to 3. I know it's excessive, but that's going to help stuff get to Corpus Christi, which in turn helps stuff get to San Antonio. You are just chock-a-block. I might set up a train that just does sugar to Houston to make sure we get that over to San Antonio. Since we have a cheaty line now over from Beaumont into New Orleans. New Orleans is certainly growing, isn't it? It's growing fast. 92.6%. How's San Antonio doing? I think it's going to be San Antonio, don't you? Yeah, we've got 65% there. Guys, let's clear our bond. Can we get anything else? Oh, do you know, let's take it. I don't think we're going to get 3 points by the end of the episode. I'm intrigued to see what score I get. I can see lots of ways to improve on this. Obviously going to... yeah, let's close that. We'll let it be a surprise. I could see it being beneficial to this playthrough to go over to New Orleans as soon as possible and get those growing. Because they can grow quite easily. It will also add another city to your 80,000. So yes, doing that. And since you need to build this bridge to complete your compulsory tasks, you can save that till last and not worry about it. Pensacola's at 64,000. Look at that. How much money are we making now? 1.6 million a week, nearly 1.7. San Antonio, you are going to be the one. What a way to end this series then. Because that's it, isn't it? Yeah, we'll hit play. That's all we got. We've got that one city, which is going to be San Antonio, which has ticked into double digits. There we go. I'll leave that up briefly. National Railway strike. I don't want misery. Let's end on a high. Less than 1,000 to go. San Antonio, congratulations on being the final city. I'm going to say it's going to be San Antonio. I can't see. New Orleans is making a good push though. Yes, why not? Bid. Thank you. What did we get? Reduces the cost of constructing tunnels. I mean, we could have had... well, we could have done loads, couldn't we? Clay pit. No, not required. Montgomery's growing. Atlanta's growing. Tallahassee's growing as well. They're going up quite quick, aren't they? Let's give you an immigration office. Not required, but we'll do it anyway. And we'll stick a dispatch hall on you, because I'm feeling generous. I like this back-to-back station thing we got going on. It's kind of pleasant, isn't it?
The final stages of a major project are always a balancing act. Most of the work is done, but a mistake in this last stage can be catastrophic. At this moment, the first passenger train is departing from Los Angeles, soon to arrive in New Orleans. You haven't promised me too much. It's done. The Sunset route will go down in history as something very special. And both of us with it. You have achieved great things here. Hats off. I think I owe you a debt of gratitude. You have done everything I've asked of you and more. I'm getting too old for projects of this size, but I would be happy to welcome you back to my company in the future.
Alert business spirit and iron determination had raised the Texas and New Orleans Railroad from the ashes of the Civil War. More than that, it had made it part of a continent-spanning railway line. Previously, in order to transport goods from the east to the west coast, either South America had to be circumnavigated or the Rocky Mountains crossed, which was difficult during the winter. But with the Sunset route, a connection had now been created that could be used the whole year. Passenger transportation also came to life, and soon the Sunset Limited was to prove the success of a luxury train in America. The Orient Express in Europe was only just ahead of this, and the completion of the Nord Express was imminent.
Well, there we go, guys. We have completed the chapter. One more chapter to go and the campaign is complete. We'll be doing that after a brief break, not too long. Just enough for me to set up the new series. Right then, shall we see how we did? A New Hope campaign, chapter 4 of the campaign complete. I'm not sure on our score. We got Chief Executive. Probably to be expected given how far ahead we were. Shall we see where we rank on my friends list? There it is, guys. I am middling on my friends list. Quite well, yes, literally, actually middling. I'm right smack in the middle of everyone. Anakin with a good score there. Yo Hedgehog, top of the pile. Rank 53 overall. I am ranked 279. Good job on your scores on my friends list there. And yeah, should we go and take a cab ride? I'll leave the all the details up for you. We had a company value of 348 million. Not bad. Route length 21,789. Right, let's go and find us a nice little ride. I guess we should end going across here, shouldn't we? Possibly on one of our freight trains. They rock less, although it would take us a change of plan. We might overtake a freight train if we go on the passenger train and in a busy station as well. I like that better. Alright guys, we're on board one of our express trains. I put us on the nose. I'm not sure if it's less wobbly, but at least we get to see a lot of action if we're up here rather than the cab. There goes our other express train. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Again, I love the way Railway Empire does its scenarios and campaign. Really engaging. I just enjoy it, and I love going back and playing them again, which I do quite a bit. That looks nice. There we go. There's a swamp. You can hear the toads or the frogs, whichever they are. Thoroughly enjoyed that. We'll be back again with the final chapter of the campaign, and we'll see what sort of score we get there. Again, if you want to better my score, if you haven't already, then make sure you head down to New Orleans and get that growing as soon as possible, because there was plenty of time for it, wasn't there? Anyway guys, thank you for watching. We'll soon be entering New Orleans Station. We'll be back again for the final chapter of the campaign. And until then, take care.